Good morning, it's currently 9 a.m. I'm out with the dog, but I'm about to go get some coffee with my boyfriend, start off the weekend right. I thought I'd take you along for a little bit of a weekend reading vlog. It's 7:30 now on Saturday and I haven't read at all yet. So this could have really easily been a day on which I don't read at all. It was really nice weather outside, we went out, we went for coffee, into town, to the botanical garden, and it was really pretty, but I didn't read. I wasn't well prepared, I didn't have a book on me. So now I will read chapter 11 and 12 in Wives and Daughters by Elizabeth Gaskell, which I am reading for Victober. And I have so far been sticking to reading 2 chapters every day. That's the plan. This is the read-along book for Victober. There's also a Goodreads group that I can link. And I do really like it. I like reading the 2 chapters and checking in on the Goodreads group and seeing what people are saying. But I will be away for a week this month, and don't think I want to take this book with me, so I think I might have to read ahead a little so that I don't cram it into the last bit of the month. Not sure, but I am currently cooking dinner, so I can't really get stuck in right now. Making dinner, reading on the side, and then I have decided to be asocial tonight. I'm not feeling super good, so I'm just gonna sit in my living room and catch up on some of that reading. Ultimate feel-good food, pumpkin pasta. Oh yeah. It's an hour later and I'm 170 pages into Wives and Daughters now, so I'm on track but not ahead, which is good, I guess. That's sticking to the rules. But I'm going to put that aside for now and try to read a bit more in Eugenides' Middlesex. I have about another 200 pages to go in this, and I really want to get it done because I've been reading it over a really long period of time. I've been reading this for weeks now, been putting it aside for other things, but I think it's really good. And even though I thought the beginning packed more of a punch, more epic things happened in the beginning, now we're really coming to the point where the main protagonist's story is really starting, because it spans over all these generations, and now we're actually coming to hear his voice, or her voice. So I am really liking this. I'm going to read a bit more. I've moved to a comfier location, and I'm going to get stuck in. It's just short before 10. I read 25 pages or so in Middlesex, went out with the dog for the last time, hung some laundry, and I'm now making the adult decision of eating lemon ice cream at 10 in the evening on a Saturday, whilst my neighbours are having a party like normal people. So yeah, this is my night. Book, ice cream, and the dog, who's desperately wanting to go to sleep, wants me to turn the light off. It's 10:30. I still have something like 160 pages to read in Middlesex. I've moved to my last reading station of the night, my bed, that always looks like something like straight out of a hospital, I think. This has just reached the point where our main character basically realizes what's wrong with her, quote unquote. So yeah, 160 pages still to go, so I am really eager to see where this goes now, because we've been waiting for this for 300 pages already. So hoping to read more than this. I would really like to finish this book this weekend, but like I said, I've been reading this for weeks, so I don't want to jinx it. I'm going to read a bit more, fall asleep, try to not get woken up by my boyfriend coming home at some point later tonight. Yeah. Good morning, it's 9:30 now on Sunday. I'm out with the dog. I have about 100 pages still to go in Middlesex and I'm loving it. I also really love the title. I remember not really saying that. Really clever. It's about so much on the forefront about this main character who is a
Aphrodite, but also about so much more. I really recommend it. Still got 100 pages to go, and now I kind of feel like I just have to finish it because it is kind of losing traction. But yeah, I'm waiting for my dog to, be happy to go back upstairs again, and then coffee and breakfast.
Just gone past 10:20 and I finished chapter 13 and 14 in Wives and Daughters, which I am enjoying, although I'm torn whether I'm getting annoyed by new characters being introduced again and again, or whether I enjoy it because we then always get a glimpse into a new kind of relationship between different classes. Really interesting for me to read a book that is older, a Victorian book, which I usually don't tend to read. Just small things like the use of the word condescending not being such a necessarily negative word as I would use it, just because acting according to your class and of superior class is something quite natural and expected of you. So that's interesting, just different use of words. On the whole, I'm finding it far easier than I thought. I'm on track still, of course, having read chapter 13 and 14 today. It's the 7th, so 2 chapters every day, to stay on track with the read-along. I still think maybe, I don't know, I'm torn. Should I read ahead? I don't know. I came back from my walk with my dog and found my boyfriend asleep. He had gone back to sleep, so I think I'm going to start making breakfast and some tea or coffee and turn on the Great British Bake Off, which we are behind on but finally starting to watch, so I have a stronger point from which to wake him on a Sunday. It's 6:30 and I just finished Middlesex. Such a good book. I feel like it's 20 stories packed into one book. It took me a really long time to read, not because it's not good or thrilling or interesting enough, but just because I put it aside, and then so much is going on and so many stories are told that you do lose a thread if you let go of the thread, which I did in favour of other books. I do really recommend it. Still going through my head. There were some really quite touching moments in the last 100 pages that I just read now in the last hour or so. Really, really good. Great main character. Quite satisfying ending, which I was scared there wouldn't be. Yeah, still mulling this one over, but I'm really glad I finished this one. About to have some dinner, which my lovely boyfriend made, and then this evening, I'm not sure if I'm going to read a little bit more. I have my Kindle book going at the moment, which is nice just because it's so easy and doesn't distract me from other stories that I'm reading. I forget the title. I'll mention it later. It's by Cheryl Stride. Is it Cheryl Stride, the author of Wild? But it's not that book. It's the collection of her sort of self-help columns that she would write. So I might still dip in and out of some of those to wrap up a more successful reading weekend. Yeah, so I will see you once more. Hey, it's Monday morning now, and I did want to give a little bit of a conclusion to my weekend reading vlog. First thing was to tell you that the book that I was reading on my Kindle, I have it here in front of me, is called Tiny Beautiful Things, Advice on Love and Life from Someone Who's Been There. Not the most catchy title, but it is by Cheryl Strayed, the author of Wild. And in this book, she tries to thematically compile her answers to letters with questions people have sent her to this advice column that she used to run. And I'm kind of torn how much I like it. It's a really easy read, and I've been reading it on my Kindle next to the other books because you don't have to, memorize characters and plots. But I think her advice quite often is really obvious. But I think that is the strength of the book in a funny way. Not actually finding the letters that apply to yourself, but seeing how obvious sometimes the conclusion and the things you should be doing to get yourself out of a sticky situation are, and that you could give yourself this advice as well. You just need a push to follow it. So I am enjoying that. I'm on page 274 and I started reading on Thursday. So not really sure how much I actually read on the weekend. 40 pages, something like that, eyeballing it. I read roughly 200 pages of Middlesex, the last 200 pages, and therefore finished it. I told you what I thought about it yesterday. And I read 57 pages in Wives and Daughters, reading 4 chapters to stay on track with the read along. Really different, diverse reads, and I really enjoyed it. I had a nice weekend. It was nice actually being home for the entire weekend. It was nice having my boyfriend here. He's been traveling around quite a lot. And yeah, more reading in the future to come. I hope you also had a great weekend. Here's to a good week. Bye.